A teenage girl sitting in a classroom in New Jersey. A boy with messy hair and ripped jeans leans over and whispers, "Can I copy your notes?" She looks at him, he smiles, she lets him. That was 1980. That boy had no money, no record deal, no future that anyone could point to. He was just a restless kid with a big dream and a guitar he could barely afford. Today, that same man is worth nearly $500 million. He has sold over 130 million albums. He has packed stadiums in more than 50 countries, and that girl who let him copy her notes, she never left his side. But here is what nobody talks about. The real story is not about the fame, it is not about the money. It is about what she gave up, what she endured, and why she stayed when most women would have walked away a long time ago. This is the story of Dorothea Hurley, and by the end of this video, you will understand why she is the most important person in one of the greatest rock and roll stories ever told. To understand just how crazy this love story is, you need to understand who Jon Bon Jovi was at his peak. His band Bon Jovi was formed in New Jersey in 1983, then came 1986 and everything changed. The album Slippery When Wet came out and it sold over 28 million copies worldwide. Songs like Livin' on a Prayer and You Give Love a Bad Name were everywhere. Overnight, Jon Bon Jovi was not just a singer, he was a phenomenon. He was considered one of the biggest rock stars of the 1980s and a major sex symbol. His face was on every magazine cover. Girls screamed his name from the front row at every show. Posters of him covered bedroom walls from New Jersey to Tokyo. And yet, through every tour bus, every sold-out arena, every screaming crowd, there was one person he kept coming back to. The girl from the classroom. Jon and Dorothea met at high school in New Jersey in 1980. It was not a glamorous meeting. No fancy restaurant, no celebrity party, just two teenagers in a regular public school in Sayreville. He has talked about that moment many times. He said she let him copy off her in history class. And from that very first moment, he was drawn to her completely. That never changed. Not once in 45 years. Dorothea, for her part, had her own quiet confidence. She was not chasing fame. She was a karate black belt, sharp, grounded, and not easily impressed. She has joked that she was always good at spotting potential, and she saw it in him before anyone else did. Think about that for a second. This was before the record deals, before the screaming fans, before the stadiums. She believed in him when he was just a broke kid with a guitar and a dream too big for the town he grew up in. As the band started rising, as the money started coming in, and as the whole world started falling in love with Jon Bon Jovi, Dorothea stayed exactly the same. Grounded, private, real. That contrast between her normal life and his exploding fame, that is exactly what made the music industry so nervous about what was coming next. In April 1989, Jon Bon Jovi did something that shocked everyone around him. He eloped. No big venue, no publicist, no carefully planned announcement. He and Dorothea quietly drove to Las Vegas and got married. Just the two of them. The reaction was instant and brutal. His manager was furious. Jon later compared it to what it would look like today if someone like Harry Styles or Justin Timberlake suddenly got married at the height of their fame. His manager told him directly, "America's boy is now married, and that is not a good career move." The record company was equally unhappy, and the fans, some were heartbroken, genuinely, dramatically heartbroken. But here is the thing that surprised everyone. Once the dust settled, a lot of people were moved by it. Here was the most desired man on the planet with every option in front of him, and he chose the girl from his high school. The girl who let him cheat off her notes. There was something deeply human about that, something the fame and the hair and the leather jackets could not hide. Despite all of it, Jon has said he does not regret marrying Dorothea at the peak of his career for a single second. He has called it the greatest deal he ever made. But the real test of that deal, that was still coming. Being married to one of the biggest rock stars on earth is not romantic. Not in the day-to-day, it means long stretches alone. It means raising children while your husband is on the other side of the world. It means reading tabloid headlines about your marriage before you even get to talk to your husband. It means being the one who holds everything together quietly with no applause. That is exactly what Dorothea did. Together they have 4 children, a daughter named Stephanie and 3 sons, Jesse, Jake, and Romeo. By every account, Dorothea was the anchor of that family. She was the one who kept things normal when nothing about their life was normal. And she built her own thing too, something completely separate from his fame. She is the founder and program director of JBJ Soul Kitchen, a nonprofit community restaurant that she started with John, serving meals to people in need across New Jersey. Not as a celebrity wife looking for a charity to attach her name to, as someone who genuinely cared and showed up every single day to run it. John himself has said in interviews that she does all the work and he gets all the credit. He said it as a joke, but anyone paying attention knows it is also completely true. This woman was quietly building something meaningful while the world was only looking at him. But then life hit them in ways no amount of money or fame can protect you from. Let's be honest here. This marriage has not been perfect. Jon Bon Jovi has never pretended otherwise. In a 2024 ABC News special with Michael Strahan, John openly admitted that he had not always been faithful in his marriage. He was blunt about it. He said he was a rock and roll star, not a saint, and that there were a lot of women in his life during those years on the road. It was an uncomfortable thing to hear, but it was honest, and Dorothea, knowing all of it, stayed. In the same conversation, John spoke about his wife with total reverence. He said there is no doubt in his mind that the world revolves because of her, because of what she did to keep their children right, and what she does every single day to keep their life together. Then came one of the hardest nights they faced as parents. Their daughter, Stephanie, then 19 years old, was arrested after a suspected heroin overdose. John has spoken about that phone call, calling it his worst moment as a father. He said the first thing she said was that she was okay, and then she told him what had really happened. He said he put his shoes on and went straight home. That is what being a family really looks like. Not red carpets, not award shows, shoes on in the middle of the night, and then came 2022, and a crisis that nearly ended everything. After a concert in Nashville, Dorothea told John something that stopped him cold. She said it was not great and she had seen him be great. It hurt him deeply. Not long after, doctors confirmed what he feared. His vocal cord was deteriorating. He needed major surgery. For a man whose voice literally was his career, this was terrifying. He spent 3 years in recovery, daily vocal exercises, vocal coaches, long quiet mornings wondering if he would ever stand on a stage again. Through every single day of it, Dorothea was there. So where is Dorothea Hurley today in 2026? She is not on reality television. She is not posting sponsored content on Instagram. She is not trying to stay relevant in a world that rewards noise over substance. She is doing exactly what she has always done. Living a private life, running JBJ Soul Kitchen, and standing beside a man she has chosen every single day for over 45 years. Jon Bon Jovi is now a grandfather. Son Jake Bon Jovi and his wife, actress Millie Bobby Brown, welcomed their first child together, and John has shared that a second grandchild is on the way, calling it a very unique Christmas ahead. Dorothea is now a grandmother. The girl from the classroom in New Jersey is now the head of a family that stretches across generations. And John himself. On the 7th of July, 2026, Jon Bon Jovi kicks off the Forever Tour at Madison Square Garden in New York City. The tour runs all the way to the 4th of September 2026, closing at Wembley Stadium in London. Due to overwhelming fan demand, the tour expanded from its original dates to nearly double the number of shows. The voice is back, the man is back, and standing somewhere in the wings the same as she always has is Dorothea. His net worth today stands at around $450 million. His band has sold over 130 million records worldwide. He has performed in more than 50 countries for 35 million fans. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and a Universal Pictures biopic of his life is now officially in development, with producers already confirming that his marriage to Dorothea will be a central part of the story. It could not be told any other way. Because without her, there is no story. We talk a lot about celebrities. We track their success. We follow their tours. We stream their albums. But we rarely stop to ask who was standing behind them the whole time. Dorothea Hurley did not become famous. She did not write a memoir or sit for magazine interviews or turn her marriage into a brand. She just showed up year after year through the infidelity he admitted to, through the daughter's darkest night, through the surgery that nearly silenced the voice she had believed in since 1980. That is not a small thing. In a world where celebrity relationships often last about as long as a press cycle, this woman has been choosing the same person for nearly half a century. Jon Bon Jovi has said it himself. He has said there is no doubt in his mind that the world revolves because of her. Coming from a man who has had the whole world at his feet, that is probably the most honest thing he has ever said. Fame is loud, loyalty is quiet, and sometimes the quietest thing in the room is also the strongest. So I want to leave you with 2 questions. Think about them and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Dorothea's decision to stay through everything made Jon Bon Jovi a better man or a more successful artist? And in a world full of celebrity marriages that fall apart under pressure, what do you think is the real secret that kept these two together for 45 years?